Good evening, and welcome to April 16, 2018 Valley View School District Board Meeting. Mr. Bedurtis, would you please lead us in the pledge? Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Perro, could you please read the affirmation of the Board of Education mission statements and the board beliefs?
Our mission is to empower all learners to be college and career ready and to develop, grow, and achieve as productive citizens.
Thank you. Dr. Mitchum, the agenda, please.
Yes, I'd like to ask that the board approve the agenda as presented.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor? Any nays? The ayes have it. Mr. Gerzafi, the Treasury's report, please.
Treasurer's Action Report 5.1 for the month of March 2018 includes the financial reports, balance sheets, and summary of revenue and expenditures, as well as the interim obligation payments totaling $4,256,376.92 for your action this evening.
Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Member Perro?
Yes.
Member Gilbo?
Yes.
Member Campbell? Yes. Member Bedurris?
Yes.
Secretary Sikora?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Zach?
Yes.
Treasurer's Action Report 5.2 is the schedule of bills for the month of April. We have 6 funds represented. Total bills payable, $2,256,236.25. Need approval.
Second.
Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Member Gilbo?
Yes.
Member Perro?
Yes.
Member Bedurris?
Yes.
Member Campbell? Secretary Sikora?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Zach?
Yes.
We've got Treasurer's Information Report, Summary of Investments for March, the State Funding Update 5.4 for March as well. Also included is the All Schools Trust Account activity for February. If you've got any questions on those information reports, I'll be happy to answer them at this time.
Looks like there's no questions. Okay. Consent agenda items, Dr. Mitchum?
Yes, I'd like to ask that the board approve consent agenda items 6.1 through 6.6. 6.1 board meeting minutes for 3/26/18. 6.2 executive session meeting minutes for 3/26/18. 6.3 student activity contract approval request, Jane Addams with Scholastic Book Fairs. 6.4 gifts for Romeoville High School and District Technology Department. 6.5 trips for Bolingbrook High School, and 6.6 intergovernmental agreement extension with New Lenox School District number 122. I ask that the board approve these consent agenda items as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussions or questions? Hearing none, seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Member Campbell? Member Badouris?
Yes.
Member Perro?
Yes.
Member Gilbo?
Yes.
Secretary Sikora?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Zach?
Yes. Okay, student and staff recognition. We have the boys bowling all-state, Dr. Piskevich from Bolingbrook, please.
Good evening, board, community, colleagues. All right. Dr. Jason Paskevich, tonight I have the honor of recognizing a couple of our students. I'm going to start off by recognizing our first coach, Mr. Rob Brost, for boys basketball.
Thank you, Dr. Paskevich, Dr. Mitchell, members of the board. It's my honor to be here tonight to recognize 3 student athletes who most of you may know as basketball players. However, if you only know them as basketball players, that would be a little bit short-sighted. These are 3 of the best students, 3 of the best citizens, and 3 of the best human beings that walk the halls of Bolingbrook High School on a daily basis. I'm proud of our team and our accomplishments, but I'm also proud of the individuals that they are off the floor. And these 3 exemplify all those qualities as well. We have 3 of them here tonight. All 3 were voted All-State by the Illinois Basketball Coaches Association. Tyler Cochran. Caleb Thornton. And Joseph Yesufu.
Thank you, Coach Brost. If I could also add, that's a great group of students over there. I mean, Coach Brost started to touch on it, but I've had Tyler since he was in 6th grade, and Joseph, I believe, since 7th grade. And Caleb was a fine addition, but what a great group of kids academically also. Next, we have Coach Smith to introduce our girls basketball All-State.
Good evening, board. Good evening, fellow members. I'd like to introduce our IBCA Girls All-State players. My senior class here led us to a 25-5 record this year, taking us to the super sectional game. Not only are they great, like Coach Bro said, not only are they great basketball players, but they're great students as well. They've been an impact to our community in Bolingbrook, as well as been a positive influence to the Valley View School District. First up, I would like to introduce Gabby Smith. Gabby will be continuing her basketball and academic career at Ball State University on a full athletic scholarship. Next, we have Jahari Smith. Jahari also received a full scholarship ride to Central Michigan University as well this fall. Thank you.
Round of applause for Coach Smith. Coach Smith, last summer, I said, hey, are we going to bounce back with the girls' basketball team? He said, oh, yeah. I said, how do you know? He goes, we have the girls. I came to practice, I think I'm a pretty good three-point shooter. So I challenged the girls. I said, who thinks they can beat me in a three-point contest? Well, Gabby hopped right up, and yep, she beat me. I bought Gatorades for the whole team. Nice group of young ladies over there. Next, we have Mr. Wayne with Boys Bowling.
It's my privilege to recognize Alex Acosta again as a boys bowler. Alex has been our team leader for basically the last 4 years on our bowling team. Alex came in second place at the All-State IHSA Boys Bowling Tournament down in O'Fallon, Illinois. He only lost by 2 pins to the overall champion. He bowled a 226 average for the day. We're really proud of him. This Wednesday, he'll be signing his letter of intent to bowl at St. Xavier University on a bowling and academic scholarship. So we're really proud of Alex Acosta.
Thanks. How about a round of applause for Coach Wayne? As Alex heads over, I asked him if he could beat me at bowling, and he said left-handed. He's right-handed. Are we going to have Miss Payton down? Miss Payton and Axel, please come to the podium.
Good evening. My name is Darletta Flukas Payton. I am the Valley View School District Director of College and Career Readiness and the proud chairperson of the DuPage County AXO program. 1 month ago tomorrow, 51 students from 13 area high schools competed for top honors in various categories in the areas of STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, business, humanities, performing arts, and visual arts. That was our 2018 annual high school competition for the DuPage County AXO program that was held at the College of DuPage. AXO is a year-long program that was created to encourage high academic and cultural achievement among high school students of African descent. The program features 3 components: mentoring, academic achievement, and competition. More than 400 attendees, including parents, AXO alumni, volunteers, partners, and local elected officials, celebrated the hard work of the AXO students at our awards banquet that was held the next day at the Bolingbrook Golf Club. During the banquet, local high school students were announced as gold medal winners, along with numerous silver and bronze medalists. Included in that group were the 5 students that we are honoring tonight. DuPage County AXO has emerged as a top-performing STEM program in the nation as a result of our partnership with Argonne National Laboratory that has stretched our students' abilities as they perform STEM research at a high level of rigor with the guidance of their Argonne mentors. In addition to STEM, our students in the humanities, performing arts, visual arts, and business also continue to carry on the legacy of excellence, with DuPage County AXO always being a major competitor and medal winner at the national competition. This year's competition was our most competitive ever, and I want to acknowledge the parents and volunteers of the program that came out tonight to support the students, because they are the ones that help make the student success possible. With their support, these students are now getting ready to compete at the National AXO competition that will take place in San Antonio, Texas in July. Please join me in congratulating the following students as they come forward to be acknowledged. Alexis Johnson, gold medalist in oratory and sculpture. Erica Neal, gold medalist in drawing. Bryson Rivers, gold medalist in chemistry. Bryson's really happy to be up there. He is one of our students that was also in our middle school program for junior AXO, and he worked really hard. All of the students worked really hard, but Bryson has been gunning for that gold medal for 3 years now. Jordan Sharber, gold medal in dramatics. And Avia Weidman, double gold medalist, poetry written and poetry performance.
For those of you that don't know Miss Payton very well, this is an organization, and these kids are something that she's extremely passionate about. Last year we went to the awards banquet with Dr. Mitchum, myself, Miss Payton, and VHS was the school of the year for AXO. That's a big deal in DuPage County, all the Naperville, all those schools. And Bolingbrook High School was the best. And I think it has a lot to do with your dedication to these kids. It comes down to the parents and the students, but this is a group of kids that when you ask them to do something, they're gonna go above and beyond and do better than what you asked. But most importantly, they're just good kids. And thank you for your leadership, Ms. Payton.
Academic performance.
High academics, so wicked smart.
Thank you
All right,
very
thank you,
much.
Ms. Payton.
Okay, we have the Pillars of Valley View. STP Principal, Ms. Elysian.
Good evening, board members, Dr. Mitchum, senior leadership, and community members. It is with great honor that I present Jamie Carney-Leith, speech-language pathologist at the STEP campus and Brooks Middle School, the Valley View Pillar of Excellence Award. Jamie has shown great dedication and passion in her serving students with disabilities for the past 16 years. She's successful in her field as she works collaboratively with her students and colleagues to determine students' interests, area of strength, need, and how to best serve them. She is creative in finding various ways to service her students as she does so in a variety of settings, such as small group, large group, individually, in the community, as well as at job sites. In order to meet the needs of her high-functioning students, she's created a book study group for students to have the opportunity to learn about the importance of appropriate social skills within the workplace setting. Jamie's creativity and spirit can consume any learner or observer as her lessons are engaging and fun. She's reflective in her professional practice and is always striving to improve. She's a member of various groups such as the Informed SLP and participates in the language learning and education special interest groups through ASHA. Jamie has served as the community leader, a committee leader for the district's speech-language pathologist handbook committee for the past 5 years. She's also a member of the STEP Building Impact Team and a member of the student resource team at both STEP and Brooks Middle School. Jamie supports her students, families, and community as she attends extracurricular and fundraising events at STEP, such as the Chicagoland Transition events, transition nights, and exit ceremonies. Jamie is student-centered, reliable, and maintains a growth mindset and is seen amongst her peers as a leader. It is with great honor that I present her the Valley View Pillar of Excellence Award. Congratulations, Jamie. Nicole Passioni, a 12th year vision itinerant teacher, travels throughout the district assisting students with visual impairments from the Early Childhood Center all the way through the STEP campus. In order to service such a wide variety of students, one must possess many great skills such as time management, flexibility, dedication, and rigor. I've witnessed Nicole's ability to do this with ease as she adapts classroom materials, incorporating different lessons to keep students interested during her Braille lessons and keyboarding lessons. She completes functional vision assessments, learning media assessments, and reports her findings in terms of determining if students are eligible for services. Nicole works collaboratively with the other vision itinerant in the district, as well as attends monthly meetings with 13 other vision itinerants and the vision administration. She keeps up to date on her field and is constantly communicating and working alongside of her students' teachers, classroom aides, one-on-one aides, as well as related service providers to ensure her students are able to participate in the curriculum as their peers do. Nicole trains her colleagues so they may best serve her students by embedding best practices within the vision field within their daily routines. She goes above and beyond by planning field trips for students with visual impairments, and she's even created a Braille library for a kindergarten student of hers. This year, Nicole was awarded the 2017 Teacher of Excellence Award from the National Federation for the Blind. She was nominated by one of her students' parents. Nicole is always professional, friendly, creative, and most importantly, she's an advocate for her students. I want to thank you for your passion and persistence in educating our learners with visual impairments, Nicole. I'm proud to present you with the Valley View Pillar of Excellence Award, as it's greatly deserved. Congratulations.
Okay, kindergarten staff celebration. Mr. Herder.
Thank you. Good evening, board members, Dr. Mitchum, members of senior leadership, and the community. We have a very exciting recognition opportunity this evening for 4 of our kindergarten educators that we will introduce as well, and you'll have a chance to hear directly from them. They were recently involved in an exciting research project, and so there's something called the Ounce of Prevention Fund, which focuses on early childhood education, political advocacy, and research in terms of early childhood learning. And the district was approached by the Ounce of Prevention Fund along with the magazine publication Joyful Learning about our work in the kindergarten classroom with students in terms of joyful play while maintaining a rigorous curriculum and a rigorous system of assessment of student learning, both socially and emotionally and academically. We were asked to provide educators from Valley View who would be able to contribute to this research project and ultimately would have their voice published in this edition of Joyful Learning. Here's a quote from the article, and online in the board presentation you can read the entire article, you can also read the entire study or just a brief summary of the study, but you can see here these 4 educators are on the cutting edge of implementing Illinois' kindergarten readiness assessment for the past several years. If you ask them about the impact of the assessment on their classroom practice, they'll all give the same answer, and this was the most exciting part to me. More joy, more play, and more student learning. And so this exemplifies what all of our kindergarten educators have been focused on for the last several years, both through implementing state assessments in terms of observing their students' skills in a variety of different areas and engaging in a significant amount of professional development both in and out of the classroom. And so I would just like to introduce and thank Stephanie Ike, Patsy Guzman, Shannon Lunardini, and Ashley Voland for their work both with their students but also as representatives of all of our kindergarten teachers. The quotes from them in the article are pretty spectacular in terms of their expertise around what helps kindergarten students learn. And we just wanted to take the opportunity to recognize them here in front of the board and give you a chance to hear a bit about their day-to-day work in their kindergarten classroom.
Good evening, Dr. Mitchum and board members. It was a great honor to be asked to be part of this interview for the magazine. I've been with Valley View for 6 years and 5 years with the new Kindergarten Individual Developmental Survey, the Kids Report Card, and it has taught me how to teach in a different way in which the children learn best. It's more of the whole child. And the students, I've learned to teach them in a way where they're learning through play. They still have that rigor, but they just don't know it. But they're having fun while doing it. So it's been a great experience and getting all the professional development that we've been receiving to best teach our little people, as I call them. So it's been a great honor.
Good evening. Play-based learning, I think sometimes we think the word play and then we don't really correlate that with learning, but it really is learning as well as play, and they're in their element, so they really are putting everything they have into it through exploration and problem solving and manipulation of objects and different tools, and that does lead them to have that student voice. One year I had a student come up to me and ask me a question during playtime, and before I even was able to get an answer out, I had another student say, "Can I please help them with that?" And I said, "Sure, go ahead." So it just gives them that confidence in learning because they are in their element when they are doing play-based learning.
Good evening. I'm just going to kind of piggyback off of what they said here. It was a privilege to be a part of this interview with the magazine, and I have been with the district for 4 years now, so I kind of came into teaching right at the flip of bringing in this play-based learning, and I, from 4 years ago to now, can say that there's been a huge difference in these children, not only academically, but social-emotionally as well, and the students are learning to become better problem solvers and kind of taking more initiative into their own learning, and that the learning has turned more from teacher-led to student-led. And going along with what was already said, that the students are learning through play and not really realizing that they're learning. And one example I have of that is in math, like we can sit with these students, and if they're building an object or building something with blocks, they might not really realize that in there there's so much mathematics in that. So I can sit down and have a conversation with these students, asking them, what shapes are you using with those blocks? How many blocks did you use to build something? So I can assess these students while they're thinking that they're just playing with blocks. So it's been awesome just to kind of change, the way we're doing things in the classroom so that it's more developmentally appropriate for these students, where we can still get that academics in there and then be able to assess them in a different way.
Good evening. I have been teaching kindergarten for 12 years, but in the district for 5. And in my last school, we did not do play-based. And I can honestly say that the student achievement in Valley View is a lot higher than where I was teaching before, just based on the students' confidence and then their ability to communicate with each other and share, and just having, I think the confidence is probably the biggest thing. And then I also think that there's a correlation between play-based learning and then the responsive classroom, which we've been really working to incorporate this year. So they're able to find their voice, feel confident with their voice, and then share their voice throughout their time of playing, and then during like morning meeting and different aspects of our day.
So you can see how focused all four of these educators are on their students, but we really are here this evening to recognize them for all their efforts. So a round of applause. Thank you so much.
The high school student board Elysian report. We don't have a report from Bolingbrook's tonight, so we'll just have Romeoville.
Hello and good evening, everyone. My name is Christian Aranda, and to start off, I'd like to say that we had our first day back today after a well-deserved spring break. As we step back into the final weeks of our school year, we are preparing for our SAT exams. Students and staff are working towards the goal of ensuring all of our students are career and college ready by preparing for the upcoming SAT exams. Our underclassmen have been working with their teachers to ensure that all feel confident and prepared to take this assessment, also working towards the goal of our students being college and career ready. Our AP students are preparing to begin the AP exams in May. Many AP classes have held study sessions over spring break, and last Friday was the AP push lock-in. Our Best Buddies program held the Best Buddy Awareness week before spring break. The program sold shirts, created spiritwear to promote unity and awareness, and collaborate among our student body. This Best Buddies week led to creating a safe, secure, and optimal learning environment for us all, as well as advocating partnerships with our families and community. Our MCJROTC program presented the colors at the annual State of Village event, and we are proud of their involvement in many community events. Mother Nature has played havoc on our spring sports teams with many cancellations and rescheduling happening over the past week. We have incredibly busy last 6 weeks planned, and look forward to giving the highlights at our May board meeting. Thank you for your time, everyone.
The young lady in the front, are you from Bowling? Give your report. Thank you. We didn't realize you were here. Yeah.
I apologize about that.
Greetings, my name is Angel Lee, and it seems like I'm the only BHS liaison here, and my report is brief, so I apologize. Since the SATs are coming up next week, I think it is important to touch on the topic. I have enrolled into the after-school SAT prep classes available at Bolingbrook High School every Wednesday since January. The idea of the class has always been an excellent implement BHS has to offer, but has a limited amount of resourcefulness. What I mean by that is that we have these excellent teachers come in and attempt to prepare us for the money-breaking SAT, but the program only allows for each subject to be touched on for 4 hours during its whole duration. Spending any time practicing for the SAT will guarantee improvement, but is not a drastic improvement if it's only for a short amount of time. One of the goals of this school district is to ensure that all students are college and career ready. The SAT most definitely is a major component for college readiness. Hence, I suggest that we extend the SAT practice program by starting a program within the first semester. That way, students are able to have more coverage on each subject and the average SAT score will increase. I apologize if this seems negative because there's no way that the SAT prep classes are negative. They are amazing. However, we can always improve and be stronger. Moving along, let's air out positive information. As you all may know, or just in case you didn't, the National Honor Society at Bolingbrook High School is truly something special. Recently, we teamed up with the amazing Jimmy Choi by holding the Shake It Off 5K run right at our high school. A copious amount of NHS students were able to help 900 participants with the event, and we raised over $140,000. This is a huge accomplishment since this money is raised for Parkinson's disease. Along with that, it is always a necessity to speak about how certain teachers help maintain the goal of retaining a high-impact workforce. I am not exaggerating when I say that all of my teachers this year are completely incredible, but I will keep it short and mention two of them, Mrs. Danielle Speciale and Mrs. Janet Shivkovny. Mrs. Speciale has always been loved by her students due to her wicked humor, her diligence, her ability to connect with others, and her intelligence. Coming into her class, I was already a good writer, but she has helped my writing to be more than good, and she was always clear on how to excel in her class. Along with that, she is very attentive to the feelings of others, so students can always rely on her to be caring. Last year, she had the highest AP language and composition test passing rate, with 69% of her students receiving a 3, 4, or 5 on the test. Furthermore, Mrs. Shivkovny is a delight as well. She tells the cheesiest jokes and laughs all the time, but she has somehow made honors pre-calculus a wonderful class to be in. She is probably the sweetest person at BHS, and she has always made herself available to help her students. Both of these teachers are commendable and hold a special place in my heart, so I'll close by saying that Bolingbrook High School does an amazing job at keeping amazing teachers. Thank you.
Thank you. Board Member Elysian report from my left. From my right.
Okay, there we are. Excuse me. I attended the National School Board Association Conference in San Antonio, April 7th through the 9th, and the theme was Be Extraordinary, which I believe Valley View is already leading the way in that case. But most of the sessions that I chose was social emotional and starting early, as we saw about the House on Prevention, and some of you know that's my special since I work with early Head Starters, 6 weeks to 2.5. I get to go into their house with educational activities, and plus we help them with the social emotional. So most of my steering was thinking about those things. And one of the things that we're always talking about the children, but it was the well-being of the educators. And I thought that that was really, we had some interactive time during that time that we really need to look at the well-being of our educators so they can enhance the social emotional of our little ones. And also the student voices. This is really where it just really got me, where I am so excited. There was a number of school board members who were 18 years old. And I was so excited, they didn't get my calls, the two principals. I called back to see what are we doing about voters' drive, you know, not only just walking out, you know, to say that we've got something to say, but I like to put it this way, put some feet to your prayers. So if you're going to just walk out and say you have something to say, then put it with a voter's card and go out and vote and do something about putting me out of office or whoever else that you feel that you can do a better job. So for all those 18-year-olds who have not registered to vote, I'm talking to you, I'm looking for you, because we have an election coming up for school board members in April of 2019, so I'm looking for you. The word is out. That's for everybody that's listening and everybody that is here. We had other great speakers at the National Black Caucus. We had Mr. Ernest Green, which was the member of the Little Rock Nine. He spoke to us at the National Black Council luncheon. And then Mr. Cisnero spoke to us at the National Council of Hispanic Council. And again, it was always talking about the partnership and how these districts have used the student voice. It was all about the student and their voices and the social emotional from the youngest up into the administrators, and how some districts even improve their achievement gap by using the student voices. So I came back fired up like I'm always are after conference is about. And one thing that I brought and we kind of like table it over the last couple of years is about community service, how many other districts are requiring community service for graduation. And I think that we really need to, the least, or the person who thinks they're the least, which my vernacular is the least is the greatest, but that they can give back. And also, they ran out of bags because the first day we got to the conference that they were stuff in bags like we do for Feed My Starving Children. They were doing it for the local families there in San Antonio. So I guess summing up is that the student voices, we need to hear like we heard from our young people, and not just to have them just to say what we want to hear them to say, and the social emotional, that how important that social emotional is before any learning can take place for anybody. So again, I'm fired up because I'm ready for those 18-year-olds and up. So we're going to see how many of you are going to register and get together where we're going to run a slate if you're really interested about running for the school board next year.
Thank you. Audience participation. Is there anyone that would like to address the board? If so, please state your name, and remember that due to time restraints, you have 5 minutes. Action report, Dr. Mitchum.
Yes, I'd like to ask that the board approve student due process case A as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or discussions? Seeing none, hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Member Badouris?
Yes.
Member Campbell?
Yes.
Member Gilbo?
Yes.
Member Perro?
Yes.
Secretary Sikora?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Zach?
Yes. Action report, Ms. Kinder.
Yes, sir. Action Report 11.1, we are seeking approval. This is second reading and approval for 3 board policies in accordance with the normal legal review process and updating in accordance with the school code and legal parameters. 230 school district elections, 270 vacancies on school board, filing vacancies, and 280 board member oath and conduct. Very timely considering Member Campbell's comments.
So moved.
Any questions or discussions? Seeing none, hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Member Campbell? Member Gilbo?
Yes.
Member Perro?
Yes.
Member Badouris?
Yes.
Secretary Sikora?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Zach?
Yes. Action report, Mr. Gerzafi.
We've got 4 action reports for your consideration this evening, beginning with the Brooks Middle School grandstand replacement. The plan is to demolish the existing grandstand and remove the foundation piers and replace with a new aluminum bleacher with a seating capacity of 374 patrons, which is sized to meet the needs of the middle school athletic activities. The new bleachers will meet all applicable building codes and include handicapped accessible seating. 5 bids were received and opened on April 4th. Our intent is to begin construction on June 8th and complete the project by the end of August. Funding for this project has been included in our 2017-2018 operations and maintenance budget. At this time, we are making the recommendation to approve the contract for B&R bleachers for the new bleachers and press box at Brooks Middle School, which includes the base bid and alternate bid for a sum of $98,561.
So moved.
Any discussion or questions?
Just one, we are for sure putting the press box back.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Roll call vote, please.
Member Gilbo?
No.
Member Perro?
Yes.
Member Badouris?
Yes.
Member Campbell?
Yes.
Secretary Sikora?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Zach?
Yes.
Second action report, 12.2, is for the Romeoville High School office renovation. On March 9th, publicly advertised bids were opened and read aloud for the construction work for Romeoville High School office. After due deliberation, it was determined that Tower Contracting's bid was not in compliance with the bid requirements due to issues including failure to complete the required financial information requests, not identifying pending litigation, and other material information discovered during our due diligence. The lowest responsible bid in this case would be Bergen Construction Corporation in a combined amount of $2,576,500, which includes the base bid and alternate 2. Bergen Construction has met with our architect, and their bid is deemed compliant with the scope of work identified. Our goal is to begin construction in early June with substantial completion scheduled for mid-October. At this time, we're recommending approving a motion disqualifying Tower Contracting as the lowest bidder and approving a motion finding that Bergen is the lowest responsible bidder and directing staff to take appropriate steps to approve a construction contract with Bergen for $2,576,500, which includes the base bid and alternate number 2. We're also asking approval of a furniture contract with Kentwood Furniture in the amount of $58,957.56.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Member Perro,
Yes.
Member Badouris,
Yes.
Member Campbell,
Yes.
Member Gilbo,
No.
Secretary Sikora,
Yes.
President Pro Tem Zach.
Yes.
Third action report this evening. On March 14th, bids for demolition and construction were publicly opened and read aloud for the Student Collaborative Center Labs at both Bolingbrook and Romeo High School. 5 bids were received for each of the projects. The bids were higher than anticipated. In order to recognize cost savings, we have decided to reject all bids and utilize individual trade contractors in conjunction with our facility operations internal management resources to complete the demolition and construction of both projects. Our goal in this project is to begin construction at the beginning of June with completion before the fall semester. As usual, funding for the project has been included in the operations and maintenance budget for FY18. The recommendation is to reject all construction bids for the Bolingbrook High School and Romeo High School Collab Labs, but in the interim, approve both furniture contracts with Lowry McDonald for Bolingbrook High in the amount of $182,225.74 and Romeo High School for $194,791.25.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion or questions?
I have a question, and Rachel, you could probably answer this. Will the teachers be able to bring their students down to that area to work collaboratively?
Yes, I assume that there'd be times for open, visit where students could go on their own time, but then also for classrooms to use that space, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Roll call vote, please.
Member Badouris,
Yes.
Member Campbell,
Yes.
Member Gilbo,
No.
Member Perro,
Yes.
Secretary Sikora,
Yes.
President Pro Tem Zach.
Yes.
Final action report this evening is a computing device refresh for fiscal year 18. At this time, we are recommending approval to purchase 953 staff laptops manufactured by Dell and associated peripheral devices, along with 20 Chromebook carts and deployment costs for a total cost of $719,744, funding to be covered by the Technology Department lease funds as well as Title I funds.
So moved.
Any discussion or questions?
I have another question. What are we doing with the old laptops?
Typically, we have recycled those in an environmentally friendly manner. Anytime we get a request from any sort of community groups, non-for-profits that might make use of a handful of computers, we're happy to redeploy those once they're wiped clean. They are as is, no warranty, obviously, and they have a lot of miles on them. I mean, these computers are 5 years old, but they might have some useful life left, and so we're happy to see those again redeployed within the community, and whatever's left, we would dispose of properly.
A lot of them go to the graveyard?
Go where?
A lot of them go to the computer graveyard, basically?
Yes.
Okay.
Roll call vote, please.
Member Perro,
Yes.
Member Gilbo,
Yes.
Member Campbell,
Yes.
Member Badouris,
Yes.
Secretary Sikora,
Yes.
President Pro Tem Zach.
Yes. Action report, Ms. Hawks.
Thank you. This evening, Action Report 13.1, we're seeking the board's approval for the Consolidated Action Report. Certified personnel, we're seeking approval on 103 items. For classified personnel, 106 items. Classified administrative personnel for 4 items, and certified administrative personnel for 2 items.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion or questions? Seeing none, hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Member Gilbo,
No.
Member Perro,
Yes.
Member Badouris,
Yes.
Member Campbell,
Yes.
Secretary Sikora?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Zach?
Yes.
Before I move on to my next action report, I would just like to announce that the board has approved the reassignment of Mrs. Padilla. She will be going to Jamie McGee next year, so welcome to that, and we know that you'll be a great support to Principal Valenza. Thank you. Okay, my second action report this evening is 13.2. We're recommending the board's approval of the proposed job description, Operations Support Manager. This was brought for your review at the March 26th board meeting.
Second.